The city's police oversight board is recommending discipline for the officers involved in the beating and arrest of a homeless shelter worker in Brooklyn. It was the subject of a CBS News New York investigation last year. And tonight, Investigator Tim McNicholas is following up as the NYPD commissioner considers whether to follow that recommendation.
Abuse of authority and excessive force. New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board says that's what happened when police beat and arrested a Brooklyn homeless shelter worker, Jason Salters. CBS News New York obtained a report from that oversight board recommending discipline for 4 of the cops.
It will always affect me and be with me, from the pain in my neck to me just waking up in sweats, worrying about is somebody beating on me. It's horrible.
Salters, who first shared his story with CBS News New York last year, says the officers entered the shelter looking for a domestic violence suspect who'd been staying there. An internal report from the city's Department of Homeless Services says Salters called a supervisor who said the officers can't search for the client if they're not in active pursuit. Salters says he tried to keep them out, but they barged in. And now NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch is considering whether to follow the board's disciplinary recommendations.
I hope that she does bring true change in what she speaks about. Going from the past of the other commissioners, they deviate from this greatly. They ignore it totally.
The Civilian Complaint Review Board report we obtained found Sergeant Tashita Wilson and Detective Stephen Mednick and Christopher Chin used excessive force. It also says Chin, Mednick, and Officer Benjamin Hinderman failed to activate their body cameras, and it's not clear which officers those are in these videos. They could face a wide range of penalties, but the board recommends Wilson and Hinderman lose up to 10 vacation days, and Chin and Mednick lose up to 15.
Felt a bit vindicated, but also let down. The officer in charge, the sergeant, disciplinary. That's what, vacation time and, no real disciplinary action.
What would your message be to Commissioner Tisch as she considers this case?
Hold these officers accountable for the brutality that they exampled against my client. They need to be held responsible under the law. They need to lose their jobs or at minimum be suspended.
Protesters took to One Police Plaza earlier this year after Tisch rejected the Civilian Complaint Review Board's recommendation to fire a lieutenant who shot and killed a man in the Bronx. But city data shows Tisch agrees with the board's recommendations in 66% of misconduct cases. In the last decade, only Commissioner Dermot Shea concurred with the board at a higher rate, 77%.
In her limited time, I think she abides by what the CCRB findings are, and I think most police commissioners abide by. They respect the findings of the CCRB.
The officers didn't have a warrant, but they did present a document called an I-card, which, according to city policy, allows them to enter shelters in some circumstances. Salters says he followed the supervisor's orders and refused to let the officers search for the client. He says he was taken to a hospital after the arrest and eventually to central booking, but was later released with no charges.
It's stopping my liberties of my life because I don't go outside. I don't enjoy my friends. I stay reclused in and with my dogs.
Salters and his attorney, Andrew Laufer, are now suing the NYPD. The unions for the NYPD members involved would not agree to our interview requests for this story.
If you can't hold your own accountable, then how are they holding us accountable?
Salters and his attorney want criminal charges, but the Brooklyn DA's office says it found no evidence any of those cops broke the law. Commissioner Tisch has final say on how the NYPD will punish those officers or if they'll be punished at all, Christine.
Are they saying anything about this recommendation, the NYPD?
So the NYPD, they simply say the disciplinary process is ongoing.
Okay, Tim, thank you for that update.
Sure.
If you have a story idea for Tim and our investigative team to look into, just scan that QR code there on your screen. Many of your tips do end up on our air.